Aging is a natural part of life, but the way it manifests in our bodies can often feel like an insurmountable challenge. As we get older, the changes in our physical selves become more pronounced, and the contrast between the vitality of our younger years and the gradual shifts in our bodies can bring a sense of discomfort or even a sense of loss. From the first gray hairs that appear without warning to the subtle creaks in our joints as we stand up from a chair, it is impossible to ignore the passage of time. And yet, while aging is often accompanied by feelings of frustration or even grief, it also presents an opportunity for transformation, a chance to shift our perspectives on what our bodies mean to us and how we can embrace the aging process with grace, wisdom, and acceptance. The inevitable changes. A new reality. For much of our lives, we take our bodies for granted. We expect them to function effortlessly, enabling us to move through the world with ease and confidence. Our bodies serve as the foundation for everything we do, from walking to running, from dancing to laughing. We don't think twice about how easily we spring out of bed in the morning, how swiftly we climb the stairs, or how effortlessly we bend to tie our shoes. These small, mundane actions are taken for granted when we are younger, and we rarely stop to appreciate the incredible machinery that makes them possible. However, as the years go by, the reality sets in. Our bodies begin to change. Those once quick reflexes slow down, and tasks that once felt effortless now require extra effort. The first signs of aging can be subtle at first. Perhaps a twinge in the lower back or an ache in the knees after a long day. These minor inconveniences often go unnoticed in the early stages. But as time passes, the shifts become more noticeable, more permanent. The spring in our step begins to fade, replaced by a slower, more deliberate gait. Our skin, once smooth and taut, begins to lose its youthful elasticity, giving way to fine lines and wrinkles that tell the story of a life lived. Our muscles, which once felt strong and powerful, now require more care and attention to maintain. What once seemed like an unbreakable body begins to reveal its fragility. For many, these changes can be disorienting. It can be difficult to come to terms with the fact that our bodies, which have served us faithfully for so long, are now showing signs of wear and tear. We may look in the mirror and see a reflection that no longer matches the image we have of ourselves in our minds. The body we once felt in control of now feels foreign, and the realization that we are not invincible can trigger a sense of loss. The emotional journey. Coming to terms with physical change. The process of aging and the inevitable changes in our bodies is rarely a straightforward journey. It is often accompanied by a whirlwind of emotions: sadness, frustration, confusion, and even anger. For many, these changes can feel like a betrayal. We may ask ourselves, why is this happening to me? Why do I feel weaker, slower, and more fragile? The loss of strength and agility, the thinning of hair, the graying of our once vibrant locks can stir up feelings of resentment and self-pity. The body that once embodied youth, vitality, and possibility now feels like a reminder of our own mortality. But while the physical changes can be challenging, it is crucial to remember that they are not just signs of decline. Rather, they are a testament to the incredible resilience and endurance of our bodies. Every wrinkle, every ache, every gray hair is a marker of the experiences we've had, the battles we've fought, and the lessons we've learned. These changes, though initially perceived as signs of aging, are actually badges of honor, a reminder that we have lived fully and embraced life in all its beauty and complexity. This shift in perspective can be difficult to achieve, especially in a society that places such high value on youth and physical appearance. We are bombarded by messages that equate beauty with youth, strength with fitness, and vitality with the ability to keep up with the pace of modern life. As a result, the natural aging process often feels like a personal failure, as if our worth is being diminished by the inevitable decline of our bodies. However, these societal pressures are not reflective of the true nature of aging. Aging is not a punishment, nor is it something to be feared. It is a process that allows us to cultivate wisdom, compassion, and acceptance, qualities that cannot be found in the pursuit of youth. Redefining beauty, finding value in the present moment. As we age, it becomes crucial to redefine what beauty and strength mean. Rather than measuring our worth by the standards of youth, we must learn to appreciate the beauty of experience. The lines on our faces are not imperfections. They are reflections of laughter, of moments spent with loved ones, of challenges overcome. The wrinkles on our hands are the marks of a life lived fully, of work and effort, of love and care. Our bodies may change, but they remain powerful in their own right, even in their perceived fragility. One of the most empowering aspects of aging is the opportunity to focus less on external appearances and more on the internal aspects of our being. As the years go by, our priorities often shift, and we begin to recognize that the true value of our lives does not lie in our physical appearance, but in our character, our relationships, and our ability to find joy in the present moment. We may no longer be able to run marathons or lift heavy weights, but we can still experience deep joy in the simple things. A quiet walk in the park, a heartfelt conversation with a friend, the quiet satisfaction of a day well spent. These are the moments that define a life well lived, and they are accessible to us at any age. The gift of perspective. Embracing the journey of aging. Perhaps the most profound shift that comes with aging is the gift of perspective. As our bodies change, we are forced to confront our mortality in ways that we may have avoided when we were younger. But rather than seeing this as a negative, it offers us a unique opportunity to reassess our lives, our values, and our priorities. We begin to realize that life is not about achieving perfection or maintaining an idealized version of ourselves. It is about embracing the journey, with all its ups and downs, joys and sorrows. Aging allows us to focus on what truly matters: our health, our happiness, our relationships, and our peace of mind. We become less concerned with the opinions of others, less driven by the need to conform to societal standards, and more attuned to our inner needs and desires. We learn to cherish the quiet moments, to appreciate the beauty of simplicity, and to value the richness of experience over the superficiality of appearance. This shift in perspective is not always easy, and it may take time to fully embrace. But when we do, it can lead to a sense of peace and contentment that eludes those who are constantly chasing after youth or perfection. By accepting the natural changes in our bodies and finding beauty in the process of aging, we free ourselves from the unrealistic expectations placed upon us by society. We are no longer defined by how we look or how fast we move. We are defined by our ability to live authentically, to love deeply, and to appreciate the present moment. A partnership built on years of resilience. From the moment we are born, our bodies work tirelessly, often without our acknowledgement, to carry us through the motions of life. Our lungs breathe, our heart beats, our limbs move us across the world, and our senses connect us to the people and experiences around us. As children, we hardly think about the miraculous work our bodies do. We simply live, running, playing, and exploring. Our bodies feel boundless, limitless in their capacity to endure and grow. But with age, the once fluid movements begin to slow, and the body that once took us from one adventure to the next begins to feel unfamiliar. The changes that happen as we grow older can be unsettling. The joints that once carried us effortlessly now groan with every step. Our backs may ache after long periods of sitting, and our muscles may not recover as quickly after a workout. These physical changes are often seen as signs of fragility, as if our bodies are betraying us after all the years of service they've provided. But instead of viewing these changes with frustration or sadness, we must choose to see them as the tangible results of years of experience, growth, and survival. Our bodies are not the enemy. In fact, they are our most loyal companions. the ones that have carried us through moments of pain and triumph. They've supported us through sleepless nights, provided strength when we thought we couldn't go on, and have carried us through our personal journeys. These physical changes are not marks of failure. They are symbols of resilience. Every scar, every wrinkle, every change represents a moment in our life that we have weathered, a testament to our strength and endurance. Accepting the change. A shift in perspective. Acceptance is one of the most powerful tools we have when it comes to aging. It's important to distinguish between acceptance and resignation. To resign oneself to aging can feel like giving up, like surrendering to the inevitability of decay and decline. But true acceptance is an empowering act. It is the recognition that change is not something to fear, but something to embrace. It means acknowledging the present moment, recognizing where we are in life, and finding peace in what is. Acceptance is an act of grace. It is an invitation to treat ourselves with kindness, to recognize that our bodies have been through incredible journeys, and to honor them for their service. It's about celebrating the strength our bodies still offer, even if it's in a different form. Instead of criticizing what we can no longer do, we must focus on what we can still do, even if it's in a gentler, slower way. This shift in perspective does not mean that we stop taking care of ourselves. In fact, it means we commit to nurturing our bodies with even more care and intention. Self-care becomes an act of respect, not out of fear, but out of reverence for the journey our bodies have been on. It means choosing to nourish ourselves with foods that are good for us, engaging in activities that bring us joy and health, and ensuring that we rest when needed. Aging may change the way we engage with the world physically, but it doesn't diminish the importance of care. This stage of life calls for a different approach to wellness, one that values mindfulness, gentleness, and respect. A new relationship with our bodies. As we embrace the changes in our bodies, we begin to see them not as limitations, but as invitations to live more consciously. The days of pushing our bodies to the extreme may be behind us, but that doesn't mean that we can't find joy in movement. The gentle walk through a quiet park, the soothing stretches that release tension from our muscles, or the simple act of breathing deeply and appreciating the present moment. These become the new ways we honor our bodies. The changes in our bodies invite us to slow down, to listen, and to care for ourselves in new ways. When our knees ache, it's not a sign of failure, but a signal to rest. When we feel tired, it's our body asking for a moment of reprieve. Listening to these cues is an act of love, a way to show appreciation for the incredible work our bodies have done. It's not about being perfect, it's about being present with ourselves, understanding that our bodies have carried us through life's greatest challenges, and now, they deserve to be treated with tenderness and patience. There is also a deep sense of clarity that comes with aging, as the distractions of striving for physical perfection fade away. We are left with the essence of what truly matters: the relationships we cherish, the passions we pursue, and the simple joys of being alive. The pursuit of these things does not require perfection. It only requires a body that is present and willing to experience life as it is, imperfections and all. The story of our bodies. Worn but not broken. Think of your body as an old book, its pages worn, its cover weathered from years of use. The wear and tear don't diminish the value of the book. In fact, they enhance it. Each crease, each mark, each worn edge tells a story of where the book has been and the journeys it has taken. Your body is much the same. It has been lived in. It has carried you through experiences, both joyful and painful. Comparing it to the body of your youth is like comparing a seedling to a fully grown tree. The seedling held the promise of what was to come, but the tree is rooted, strong, and filled with stories that have shaped its form. Likewise, as we age, we must stop comparing ourselves to others or to our younger selves. Everyone ages differently, influenced by a unique combination of genetics, lifestyle, experiences, and circumstances. What works for someone else may not work for you, and that's perfectly okay. Your body is a reflection of the life you've lived, a testament to the care and challenges, the joys and sorrows that have shaped you into the person you are today. The spiritual gift of aging. The physical changes that come with aging are also reminders of the fleeting nature of life. They urge us to slow down, to savor the moments that truly matter. With each passing day, we are given the opportunity to focus on what is most important: our relationships, our passions, and our ability to experience life in its fullness. Our bodies may change, but the gift of life remains. In this way, aging is not a loss, but a transformation. It is an opportunity to embrace a different kind of strength, a strength that is quieter but deeper, one rooted in wisdom, acceptance, and presence. Rather than viewing aging as something to be feared or resisted, we can see it as a natural part of our journey, one that invites us to find beauty in every step. Our bodies are still capable of carrying us forward, even if they don't move in the same way they did in our youth. The beauty of aging lies not in resisting change, but in embracing it with open arms, knowing that each change is a sign of a life that has been lived fully and well. The emotional landscape of aging. This reality is difficult to face. As the years pass, the realization sets in that nothing, not even the people closest to us, will stay forever. This impermanence is something we don't fully understand when we're younger. In youth, life feels abundant, and our relationships seem unbreakable. We believe that friends, family, and partners will always be there, standing by our sides, sharing in our joys and supporting us through our challenges. But with age comes the painful awareness that time doesn't offer anyone immunity from loss. When people we love pass away, the grief we experience is profound, more overwhelming than we could have imagined when we were younger. Grief is not just about sadness. It's the physical ache of losing someone who meant everything to you. It's the quiet moments when you wish you could share just one more conversation, one more laugh, one more moment of connection. The absence of loved ones brings an emptiness that no one can truly prepare for. It's a silence that resonates, deep and unsettling, and it doesn't matter how many years pass. The loss never truly fades. The first day without them, the first moment when you realize they're not coming back, feels like the ground is falling out from under you. The shift in perspective. Finding beauty in life's transitions. Despite the challenges, there's a powerful shift in perspective that occurs with aging. As the distractions of physical perfection fall away, we begin to understand what truly matters in life. The obsession with youth and beauty dissipates, and we find ourselves seeking more meaningful connections, those that bring joy, peace, and purpose. Relationships evolve, often growing deeper, richer, and more fulfilling, even if they come in unexpected forms. There is also a quiet power in learning to live with less. No longer consumed by the need for achievement, recognition, or external validation, we start to find beauty in simplicity. A walk through a quiet park, the feel of sunlight on our skin, the warmth of a hug from a friend, or the joy of a shared cup of tea. These moments, once overlooked, become precious. In a world that values youth and speed, slowing down and savoring these moments feels like a radical act of self-love. The key to navigating this new phase of life is to embrace the impermanence of all things. Change, while often unwelcome, offers an opportunity for renewal. It's not the end of a journey, but a shift into a new chapter. And though this transition may be fraught with loss, it also holds the potential for transformation. Aging is not just about enduring change. It's about discovering new strengths, new ways of experiencing the world, and new ways of connecting with those around us. Learning to embrace change. To accept change is not to pretend that it doesn't hurt, or that we don't feel the sting of loss. It's not to push aside the pain, but to acknowledge that pain is part of the process. Embracing change is about understanding that nothing is permanent and learning to move forward with grace, even as we grieve what we've lost. Think back to the times in your life when change seemed insurmountable. A move to a new city, the end of a relationship, a new role in life. At the time, it felt like the ground beneath you was crumbling, and yet, with time, you adapted. You found new sources of joy, built new relationships, and learned things about yourself that you didn't know before. These moments of transformation are proof of your resilience, of your ability to navigate the unknown and emerge stronger for it. Aging brings changes that are sometimes more intimate and challenging, like the quiet emptiness of an empty nest, the loss of a spouse, or the decision to downsize to a smaller home. But even in these moments, there is opportunity. The empty house may become a sanctuary for rediscovering old hobbies or exploring new ones. The loss of a spouse, though deeply painful, creates space for new connections, whether with friends, family, or even with yourself. These changes are not just about survival. They are about growth. They are about finding meaning in the new, discovering joy in the unexpected. Change as a source of renewal and growth. The profound gift of change lies in its ability to help us see life with new eyes. Change has a way of stripping away the non-essential, revealing what really matters. It shows us the value of love, connection, and purpose, often in ways we never anticipated. When one door closes, another opens, and sometimes the path we take is one we never could have imagined for ourselves. Change teaches us to adapt, to be curious, to embrace the unknown with an open heart. While change may come with loss, it also brings the possibility of renewal. A storm may uproot the familiar, but it clears the ground for new growth. A door may close, but a window opens. Life's transitions can be painful, but they can also be transformative. They challenge us to evolve, to stay curious, to remain open to new possibilities. The beauty of a life. Fully lived in the end, change is not something to fear. It's a part of life's natural rhythm, a reminder that we are always evolving. With each new chapter, we have the opportunity to write a new story. The lessons we've learned, the people we've loved, and the experiences we've had all come together to shape the person we are today. Aging is not about losing ourselves. It's about finding new depths, new strengths, and new joys. So, when change comes, and it will, welcome it. Embrace it as part of the grand journey of life. Let it teach you, shape you, and remind you of your boundless capacity to grow, adapt, and thrive. In the dance of life, change is the music, and we are the dancers, moving gracefully with the ebb and flow, finding beauty in every step along the way.